Good morning, students. Hope you all are doing well. So, as we discussed yesterday, today I'll deliver a lecture on the topic intonation. What is intonation in English language? Right? So, first of all, I'll give you a very general idea of what intonation is. See, students, intonation basically is how we say things rather than what we say. हमारे वर्ड्स इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं होते हैं इंटोनेशन में क्या इंपॉर्टेंट होता है कि हम उन्हें कैसे बोल रहे हैं जो हम टोन यूज करते हैं टू पुट इट इन अ वेरी जनरल वे राइट हाउ वी से थिंग्स rather than what we say. The music of the language can be called as intonation, right? See, whenever you speak something, let's go with English language. If you speak something in English language, right, sometimes your voice rises, sometimes it falls, sometimes you speak slowly, sometimes you give a lot of stress on some words, just as I gave now. This is what is intonation is, right? हम मोनोटोन में कभी बात नहीं करते हमारी पिच जो होती है जो हमारी वॉइस है it sometimes rises sometimes it falls this is what intonation is right so our voice tends to rise and fall depending upon the feeling or the meaning what we want to convey right whenever we speak to someone with a lot of anger we shout at that person so the pitch rises हमारी आवाज बहुत ऊंची होती है right so that is rising intonation and sometimes we are full of gratitude we are emotional we want to thank somebody we speak in a very polite and a very falling tone right so that is the falling intonation so basically what intonation is how you are saying your things the music of the language and it also indicates the mood of the speaker right किसी के बोलने के टोन से आप सम गेस कर लेते हो that today your mother is very angry right because she's shouting at you she's or your mother is today very sad or she's emotional because she's speaking in a very low voice right that is what intonation is right in linguistics if we talk about intonation it's the same thing it is the variation in your pitch आपकी जो आवाज में जो वेरिएशन होती है दैट इज व्हाट इंटोनेशन इज एंड स्टूडेंट्स इंटोनेशन के भी बहुत सारे फंक्शंस होते हैं ठीक है फॉर एग्जांपल एज आई टोल्ड यू अर्लियर with the help of intonation you can know the attitude or the emotion of the speaker right or you can know the difference क्या आपसे कोई नॉर्मल क्वेश्चन पूछ रहा है या कोई कोई स्टेटमेंट बता रहा है whether the person is asking you a question or he is simply saying something right or even between different types of questions then your attention is on the different elements of the speech now intonation क्या हो गई है एक मेलोडी है सेंटेंस की राइट जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल म्यूजिक होता है म्यूजिक में भी डिफरेंट मेलोडीज होती हैं राइट समटाइम्स द पिच राइजेस समटाइम्स द पिच फॉल्स in the similar manner when you speak you have a rising pitch you have a falling pitch and two more which we'll discuss later on but as of now this is what intonation is right एन इंटोनेशन क्रिएट कैसे होता है कैसे आती है इंटोनेशन नंबर वन बाय चेंजेस इन द पिच ऑफ द वॉइस which means sometimes your voice will be very high sometimes it will be low sometimes it will be on the same level right this creates intonation the diagram that we had in your first slide see the pitch is remaining as it is now it is going higher now it is becoming low then again high then low so these changes in the pitch right this is what intonation this is how intonation is created right So intonation is created by the changes in the pitch of the voice, number one, by the sentence stress. See, whenever we speak something, जो words important होते हैं उन पे हम stress डालते हैं, right? For example, now if I have to say that intonation is created by the changes in the pitch of the voice. So what is important in this sentence when I say changes in the pitch of the voice? The word pitch is very important. So I'll give more stress. मैं से ज़्यादा ज़ोर से बोलूँगी that intonation is created by changes in the pitch of the voice. This creates intonation. Stress से intonation आता है. Third is by the rhythm. जैसे म्यूजिक में rhythm होती है. Whenever you speak something, you speak with the rhythm. So that rhythm creates intonation, right? Intonation is created by three things: changes in your pitch, the sentence stress, जिन words पे आप stress डालते हैं. Third is the rhythm that you follow while speaking. Clear? So the first kind of intonation that you have is your falling intonation. Falling intonation कौन सी होती है? When the pitch of the voice falls at the end of the sentence. End of the sentence पे आके आपकी जो pitch है, it falls down. And students, this falling intonation is the most common intonation pattern that is used in English language. Now see, for you I have made these points. कौन से points में falling intonation use होती है? Statements में, number one, right? For example, अगर आप simple statements बोलते हो, nice to meet you, I'll be back in a minute, she doesn't live here anymore, dad wants to change his car. तो जब आप simple statements बोल रहे हो, falling intonation use होती है, right? Second, जब आप किसी को command कर रहे हो, order कर रहे हो something, then also you will use falling intonation. Write your name here. Show me what you have written. Leave it on the desk. ठीक है, आप ऐसे नहीं बोलते leave it on the desk. You say leave it on the desk. Right? Take that picture down. Throw that out. So you see, last words पे आपकी जो pitch है, आपकी जो voice है, that is falling. So this is falling intonation. It is used in number one, simple statements. Number two, in commands. Number three, in WH questions. When you request somebody to give you some information. WH questions कौन से होते हैं? The questions that begin with who, WH से basically who, what, why, where, when, which. एक exception इनमें होती है how. इस सब को हम WH फैमिली बोल देते हैं, ठीक है, इंक्लूडिंग हाउ. सो WH क्वेश्चंस के साथ जब हम रिक्वेस्ट करते हैं किसी को कि हमें वो कोई इंफॉर्मेशन प्रोवाइड करे, देन वी यूज falling intonation, right? For WH questions, for requesting information. What country do you come from? Where do you work? So you see, in all the examples that I have provided, we are requesting some information. दूसरों से कि हमें कुछ information दो. So at that time we use falling intonation, right? Next, we also use for question tags के लिए falling intonation. We also use in falling intonation for question tags. Question tag कौन सा होता है? The one where you see what is a question tag. For example, she is such a nuisance. Isn't she? You know, when the last isn't she हो गया आपका question tag. To give you a simpler example, you may ask your friend, this is an interesting topic, isn't it? Right? तो isn't it क्या हो गया? हमारा question tag हो गया. It doesn't seem to bother him much, doesn't it? This fruit is very sweet, isn't it? So isn't it, does it, ये जो end में आपका आ रहा है, these are your question tags, right? Question tags ऐसी statements होती हैं that requests confirmation rather than question. आप confirm कर रहे हो कि जो बात आपने बोली है वैसी ही है. This topic is very interesting, isn't it? तो isn't it question tag है जिसको आप use कर रहे हो confirm करने के लिए कि ये topic boring है, right? So जितने भी ये question tags भी होते हैं, हम इनके साथ भी falling intonation यूज करते हैं, राइट? Then is exclamations के लिए, right? How nice of you, that's just what I need, जिनके एंड में एक्सक्लेमेशन मार्क हो. स्टूडेंट्स आपको सिर्फ ये पॉइंट्स पता होने चाहिए कि किन के साथ हम ये यूज करेंगे intonation, falling intonation, right? We will use falling intonation with statements, with commands, with WH questions when we will request some information, with question tags and with exclamations, right? So the next thing that you have is rising intonation. Just as we did falling intonation, right? We also have rising intonation. Rising intonation happens when the voice rises at the end of the sentence. What we had in falling intonation, the voice falls at the end of the sentence, and in rising intonation, the pitch of the voice will rise at the end of the sentence. Now, it is normally used with yes or no questions. Yes and no questions. What are yes and no questions? The questions that can be answered by yes or no, right? तो उन questions पे हम rising intonation use करते हैं. Do you like your new teacher? Yes or no में जिनका answer हमें मिल सकता है. Have you finished already? May I borrow your dictionary? Do you have any magazines? Do you sell stamps? So in all the questions that can be answered with yes and no, we will use rising intonation in the end. Next, with some question tags that show uncertainty and require an answer, real questions. ठीक है? अब see, जब हमने falling intonation में जो question tags use किए थे, those question tags were used when you want to confirm your previous fact. जो आपने बोला उसको आप confirm करते हो. कुछ क्वेश्चन टैग्स ऐसे होते हैं जिनका हमें आंसर चाहिए होता है, रियल क्वेश्चंस होते हैं. वी हैवंट मेट ऑलरेडी, हैवंट वी? आप डिफरेंस नोट करो. जो फॉलोइंग इंटोनेशन में हमारे पास क्वेश्चन टैग्स थे, यू से दिस टॉपिक इज वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग, इजंट इट? तो आप अपनी बात को कंफर्म करना चाहते हो कि ये टॉपिक इंटरेस्टिंग है, राइट? बट इन क्वेश्चन टैग्स जो राइजिंग इंटोनेशन में होते हैं, ये कुछ नंबर वन अनसर्टेनिटी शो करते हो. आप सर्टन नहीं होते हो, जो जिस चीज के बारे में 100% श्योर नहीं होते हो. Second thing is, these always require an answer. We have met already, haven't we? You are not sure कि आप कभी मिले हो नहीं मिले हो, आप uncertain हो. You like fish, don't you? You are again uncertain. But when you say this topic is very interesting, isn't it? It means you are certain, आप sure, right? So these were the two things जहाँ पे हम rising intonation use करते हैं, right? With yes and no questions, and with some question tags where you are number one uncertain, number two where you definitely require an answer. Now sometimes we also use a combination of these two, falling and rising intonation का combination भी हम use कर लेते sometimes, and that combination is called as number one rise hyphen fall intonation. Second is fall hyphen rise intonation. So coming to rise fall intonation, what happens in rise fall intonation? First your voice will rise and then it will fall, right? In a same sentence, sometimes your voice rises and then falls. This is your rise fall intonation. And ये किन चीजों में होता है? जब आप किसी को कोई choice देते हो. Are you having soups or salad? तो इन चॉइस में फर्स्ट में आपकी जो नंबर वन चॉइस पे योर वॉइस विल रेज, राइजिंग इंटोनेशन. ऑन द सेकेंड चॉइस योर वॉइस विल फॉल, विच विल बिकम द राइज एंड fall intonation. Is John leaving on Thursday? Choice number one, the intonation will rise. Or Friday, choice number two, intonation will fall. So whenever you are giving someone choices, alternative questions, you use rise fall intonation. When you give somebody lists, ठीक है, then also use rise fall intonation. For example, I study subjects English, Hindi, Punjabi, maths, science. आप एक लिस्ट दे रहे हो किसी को, आप जो सब्जेक्ट्स पढ़ते हो, सो इन ऑल दीज थिंग्स, हर आपके चॉइस में आपकी जो इंटोनेशन है दैट विल बी राइजिंग, एंड वाले में आके दैट विल फॉल. If you look at the example in the PPT, we have got apples, pears, bananas, and oranges. So you have given one list. Now in this list, apples में rising intonation, pears में rising intonation, bananas में rising intonation. ठीक है? The last option that you will give, उसमें आपकी falling intonation. The sweater comes in blue, white, pink, and black. So whenever you give somebody lists, right? Next is in unfinished thoughts. Unfinished thoughts means जब आप partial statement देते हो, आपकी statement जो है fully express नहीं कर पाते हो आप उस चीज को, वो complete नहीं होती है. Clear? Last is conditional sentences. When you present a condition, for example, if he calls, ask him to leave a message. Unless he insists, I'm not going to go. तो आप कोई कंडीशन दे रहे हो, अगर वो कॉल करेगा तब उसको बताना कि वो एक मैसेज. दिस यू आर गिविंग अ कंडीशन. बट इफ ही विल कॉल, unless he insists, right? If you have any problem, अगर कोई प्रॉब्लम है तो कॉन्टैक्ट करो, right? So you give a condition. Then also you use this rising falling intonation, right? So it is used. राइज फॉल इंटोनेशन कब यूज होएगी? चॉइसेस के लिए, लिस्ट्स के लिए, अनफिनिश्ड थॉट्स के लिए, एंड कंडीशनल सेंटेंसेस के लिए. नेक्स्ट इज योर फॉल राइज इंटोनेशन. व्हेन द वॉइस फॉल्स फर्स्ट एंड देन इट राइजेस, एंड इट यूजुअली हैपेंस विद इन वन वर्ड. पहले जो हमने फॉल राइज इंटोनेशन की थी वो तो सेंटेंस में था. जो फॉल राइज इंटोनेशन जो हमने पहले राइज फॉल की थी वो सेंटेंस में थी, एंड नाउ द फॉल राइज इंटोनेशन वी हैव, दिस इज यूजुअली विद इन वन पर्टिकुलर वर्ड, राइट? एंड मेन इसका फंक्शन क्या होता है? टू शो दैट द स्पीकर इज नॉट सर्टेन ऑफ द आंसर दैट दे आर गिविंग टू अ क्वेश्चन, और ही इज रिलक्टेंट टू रिप्लाई. समटाइम्स व्हाट हैपेंस इज, आपसे अगर कोई क्वेश्चन पूछता है तो आप श्योर नहीं होते उसके आंसर के बारे में, राइट? और यू फील शाय, यू आर रिलक्टेंट टू रिप्लाई at that, or you are also at that time you use this fall rise intonation. आप जो words use करते हो पहले धीरे, then your voice rises, and it is also used in polite requests or suggestions. जब आप किसी को कोई polite request कर रहे हो, for example if you're requesting your teacher something or you are suggesting your teacher something, then also you use fall rise intonation, right? So दो uses हैं इसके. One is when you are hesitate, you are shy to tell someone something, to answer someone something. For example, somebody has asked you, you didn't see him on Monday. I don't quite remember, right? So मतलब आप, you don't remember, you are hesitant to reply, right? So you will use fall rise intonation. Re, धीरे बोलोगे. Member, you will speak higher. Politeness, doubt, uncertainty के टाइम में, right? Should we copy the list, right? आप किसी को, you are not sure, तो यू आर विद योर पोलाइटनेस, आप या डाउट है आपके मन में या अनसर्टेनिटी है, तब भी हम फॉल राइज इंटोनेशन यूज करते हैं, राइट? सो स्टूडेंट्स, इंटोनेशन इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक फॉर एनी स्पीकर ऑफ अ लैंग्वेज, राइट? बट एट द सेम टाइम, अब आपने जैसे ये टॉपिक कर लिया, you might wonder ki whenever you are speaking, you are not paying attention to that intonation of your language, right? Because see, English हमारे लिए native language नहीं है. This is a language that we learn, राइट. सो किसी भी फॉरेन लैंग्वेज लर्नर लाइक अस जिनके लिए इंग्लिश नेटिव लैंग्वेज नहीं है, इंटोनेशन को सीखना इज अ वेरी डिफिकल्ट टास्क. Right, so it is one of the most difficult tasks for foreigners to learn the intonation of a language, right? Because what can happen is, अगर आप गलत चीज पे स्ट्रेस डालते हो, गलत वर्ड्स पे स्ट्रेस डालते हो, तो कई बार आपका मीनिंग चेंज हो जाता है. और जितनी इफेक्टिवली आप कुछ कन्वे करना चाहते हो, यू लैक एट दैट पॉइंट, right? It can also make your message unintelligible to the reader. He may not understand what you are trying to say if you put stress or if you use intonation in the wrong manner. But for the first language characteristic जो एक चाइल्ड लर्न करता है while he is learning his native language, अपनी होम लैंग्वेज जब वो मदर टंग when he learns, the first characteristic that he learns is the intonation of the language, right? बट ऑफ कोर्स इंग्लिश हमारी मदर टंग नहीं है, इसीलिए पीपल, ऑल द पीपल, नॉट यू, ऑल द पीपल जिनके लिए इंग्लिश एक फॉरेन लैंग्वेज है, इंटोनेशन सीखना इज अ वेरी डिफिकल्ट टास्क. ठीक है. But at the same time, we must not forget that mastering intonation will greatly benefit the non-native speakers' intelligibility in conversation. अब अगर आपको इंटोनेशन आ गई तो आप और ज्यादा इंटेलिजिबली कन्वर्स कर सकते हो किसी के साथ, राइट? स्टूडेंट्स, फॉर योर प्रेपरेशन एज फॉर योर सिलेबस, ठीक है, दिस आंसर इज सफिशिएंट, right? You start with what is intonation, then you come how is it created, its usages, right? And then the falling intonation kya hoti hai and where it is used. Give examples as I have given you in this lecture, right? Give examples, दो तीन examples दो. Then come to rising intonation, again the usages, कहाँ कहाँ पे आप use करते हो. Then falling, rise, fall and fall, rise intonation, and then you give your conclusion. This is a complete answer in itself. I hope now you will have no doubt in this. And but if you have any kind of confusion, feel free to contact me anytime. Just drop a message in the group, or if you are more comfortable, as I told you earlier, in calling or sending personal messages, feel free to do so. That's for today. We will start with a new topic tomorrow. Thank you. Take care.